Why does that always beep a different number of times at the end? It's like anywhere between 1 and 6 beeps. Is it just random? It's driving me insane. Warehouse B. Yeah, the last arc just sucked in my opinion. It threw away all the emotional development and like fixed and completed character arcs to raise the stakes for no reason. I didn't like it. But the first parts are very good. So these are the white doors that Kay and Clover were talking about. Yeah, there's the lock thing. No question, these are chromatic doors, I guess.
So it seems.
Well, you can't say no question and then say I guess. You can't do both of those. Ah! What? When did you?
I've been here the whole time.
Oh God! Seriously? I didn't notice you at all.
Oh, I guess your hearing's starting to go. How sad.
Ugh. So what do you want? Why are you stalking me?
I'm not stalking you. I just followed you here.
That's pretty much the same thing. But how did you do it? You were totally silent. Are you Batman? Fi's here.
I already told you I'm not. Remember? Back in the AB room when we met?
Oh yeah, she said she's not Batman or Aquaman or Superman or Spider-Man or a Fishman or blah blah blah. Yeet! He also jumped super high all the way up to the ceiling.
Right. Aren't you curious about that graffiti?
Graffiti? Yeah, tell me what the anagram is. Oh yeah, that. Memento mori if the 9th lion ate the sun. Did a kid write that or what?
Why do you say that?
Because it's spelled wrong. They managed to spell 9th wrong. Who puts an E in
You're
there?
right.
Then again, maybe it means something.
Do you know what it means?
It means you should tell me what it means.
The Latin part.
Yeah, it means remember death. Give me a little credit. Even I know what memento mori means. You see it all over the place, as far as I know. It translates to something like be aware of death or remember your mortality. Interesting. He didn't know what the fuck it meant the first time we got here. Way over here. He didn't know what the heck it meant. Now he does. Learning. Never forget that we all die someday. I guess it's sort of a cautionary thing.
What about the other part?
It's exactly what it says on the 10, right? Some sort of conditional about lions and suns. Anything come to mind?
No, nothing. Nothing at all. What about you?
Me? Well, let's see. Memento mori if the 9th lion ate the sun. I repeated the words over and over in my head, but nothing. Whatever they meant, it was beyond me. But perhaps Phi...
Huh?
Latin. Don't you know Latin? Maybe you can figure more of it out.
Well, I know a little. More than most people, I guess, but I'm not an expert.
Then how do you know that phrase? Elapsum simul occasionum non ipse potest Jupiter reprehendere. Why does Jupiter have a I, but it's still pronounced Jupiter? Is Latin just weird that way?
Oh, that. That's from, this.
She unpinned the brooch from her chest as she spoke and held it out to me. I hesitated for a moment, then took it.
Look at the back.
I turned it over. Oh, interesting. Also, these pieces aren't connected. Phi, your brooch is physically impossible. Elapsum simul occasionum non ipse potest Jupiter reprehendere. So I guess the I is pronounced like a J in Latin, huh? Oh, the game knows that I'm asking.
Yeah.
What is this?
A memento of my late mother. Well, I guess it's something like a memento.
What does
She
that
died
mean?
right after I was born. I was raised by foster parents, and they told me where the brooch had come from. Apparently, it was the only thing my mother had left behind.
What about your father?
Don't have one. I guess you could say I was a bastard. I never saw his face, and I don't know his name. I don't even know if he's alive.
Oh. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just handed her back the brooch.
That phrase got to be almost like a prayer for me. Whenever I had to make a tough decision, I'd say it to myself. Sometimes I'd just repeat it over and over like a chant. Before long, I had it memorized. Got me interested in Latin, and I started studying the language.
Backstory, baby!
Lapsum semel, occasionum, non ipsi protest Jupiter, reprehendere. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But it seems kind of funny now. I mean, look at us. We've done what Jupiter can't. We can find our lost opportunities.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's why I followed you here. I thought it would be a good idea to talk to you about all this. Alone.
Yeah,
There's
I
something
agree.
else we need to do too, though.
Uh-oh. Find the number 2 bomb.
Exactly. So we should get going. I'm pretty sure the bomb isn't in here. There's nowhere to hide it. So...
I mean, the one in the botanical garden didn't even attempt to be hidden. It was, like, posted on the fucking wall. You're saying we should go somewhere else?
yeah.
Somewhere more intimate?
Well, come on, don't just stand there. We need to
Wait,
get a
why'd
move
they all
on.
turn cyan? Hello? Oh, wait, those are the doors on the other side. Never mind. Without waiting for a reply, she turned and started towards one of the exits. I followed. Beep, beep, beep. Where we going? Where we going? The archive. Watch out for any Rube Goldberg fucking shot put ball traps. The archive. Good place to hide a bomb. And where the hell do we start looking?
I doubt it really matters. If it's here, we'll find it eventually.
So what about that Jupiter stuff?
We can talk while we look. Now get started.
Okay. I turned to a corner of the room and began to look while Fi spoke.
I'll start
Hey, a
with the
red book.
conclusion I've come to. Our consciousnesses seem to be able to jump through time. No, sorry. Through time isn't really accurate. It's more like we move through worlds.
Worlds?
Yes. I don't mean physical planets in this case. Talking about a whole different universe, really.
A
Parallel
whole
worlds.
new universe. A new bad end to fill the chart.
Do you know about the many worlds interpretation?
Yeah, I played Steins Gate. Kind of. I think I've heard of it once or twice.
Oh, well, I'll just explain it. Let's say, I don't care what it is, but could you move? Scratch your head, cross your arms, put your hands on your hips? Anything?
Gyrate. I had no idea what this was supposed to explain, but I did as she asked. Others? Ooh! How many others do we... Oh, just one page. Let's fucking blow a kiss. Let's be obnoxious. Mwah! Mwah! Go, feelings. Touch her heart. It worked. She dodged them. That's cold.
You did something gross just now, didn't you? But you could have chosen to tap dance or moonwalk.
Wait, how did she know what the other options were? Tap dance? Moonwalk?
The details don't matter. I'm just talking about possibilities here. Now, maybe there are other Sigmas in other worlds who did all of those things. All of these worlds and realities are branching off from one another. The choices you could have made branched off from the moment you decided what you were going to do just now.
Dude, this game is a fucking ripoff. There's not 8 branches in the flowchart here based on which obnoxious shit I decide to do. What a ripoff. Refund.
Every moment you make a decision, another universe branches off. and on into infinity. Each of those branches is an alternate world, a world where a version of you did something different.
Hey, it's like a flowchart.
Haven't you ever thought about what life would have been like if you'd made different choices? What if you'd gone to this high school instead of that one? What if you hadn't started a study group? What if you hadn't told that girl you liked her?
Well, then I wouldn't have gotten rejected and cried myself to sleep that night, obviously. Why do you even have to ask such stupid questions?
What if? What if? But are those what ifs really just what ifs? Or are there other worlds out there where you did those things? Anyway, that's the many worlds interpretation in a nutshell. I've simplified it a lot.
And in all of those many worlds, I'm still clinically depressed. Womp womp.
Doesn't have to be human actions, though. I just used your actions to make the explanation easier to grasp. The actions of a cat, the flight of a bee,
Schrodinger's cat?
the movement of a microorganism, even fluctuations in air temperature. All these can change history.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second here. I'll let microorganisms slide, but there's no way that air is conscious of anything.
Can you say for sure that you are?
What?
All of your actions are caused by the cells in your brain. If we go down a little further, then you could say all of your actions are the result of atoms or electrons, or smaller particles we haven't even discovered yet.
Like quarks?
Are
Teehee?
those atoms and electrons still you making a decision? At that level, how different are you from the air? I'd say not much.
Uh-oh.
Human existence is just one part of reality.
Don't breathe me in, boys. I'm air.
Falling in love is like a tulip blossoming. A tulip blossoming is like a tornado forming in South America. See what I'm saying? The only thing that really matters is the action of the most elementary particles of matter.
Oh, no.
That's where history happens. That's where universes branch out.
Hell yeah. That's a lot of universes, boys.
Hey, you stopped. Are you done with that shelf?
Oh, no, not
Well,
yet.
keep looking while I talk. How familiar are you with quantum physics?
Uh-oh. More explaining esoteric shit?
Never mind.
Bring it
I'll answer
on.
that. I'll try and keep it simple for you.
Morphogenetic
Let's
fields?
see. Hey, hand me that box, will you?
Ooh. This one? Sure. I handed the box I'd been examining over to her. She set it down on the desk and opened the top.
Also, Ah,
Creepy
stuffed
Winnie the
lion over
Pooh
there.
thing.
perfect. He's part of Felidae, too.
Felidae? With that, she grabbed the lion and tossed it unceremoniously into the box. She also took a weight and an ink jar and put them in next to the lion. Uh-oh. Is this going to be Schrodinger's lion plushie?
All right, everything's ready.
Ready?
Remember that book in the crew quarters about Schrodinger's cat? It relates to all the stuff I've been
Yes.
talking about. Anyway, come look at the box.
What about looking for the...
This'll only take a minute. Now look.
I shrugged and peered into the box.
What do you see?
A creepy stuffed lion, some weight, and some ink.
From now on, that's a cat. A
Okay.
living cat.
Okay.
This is important. Got it?
Yeah, it's a cat meow.
Oh, man. This again?
You started it! Sorry. Right, he is eating the sun. I can't help it.
I find that hard to believe. Ugh. Fine. Maybe I can just ignore it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
All right. What else do you see?
A weight that's not even a pond and a jar of ink.
Right. Now the weight is going to be radioactive material, and the jar of ink is full of poisonous gas.
Uh-oh, you should close the box then. What? I'm getting out of here.
Idiot. It's not really full of gas.
Oh,
This
okay.
is just hypothetical. Imagine
But
that
there
it's full of gas.
Is a parallel mini world where it's full of gas.
So, what's the weight?
Radioactive material.
And the jar of ink?
It's full of poison gas.
Exactly. Good work. Now, there's one other thing you need to know about the jar.
Thanks, game. I didn't have it straight in my mind yet.
If it's struck by any of the alpha particles the radioactive material emits, it'll break. These particles are emitted randomly, but there's a 50% chance that one of them will come into contact with the jar over the course of an hour. So let's close the lid and pretend an hour has passed. Here's the question. Is the cat inside of the box alive or dead? You can't open the box to check. And you can't hit the box. Obviously, you can't shake it either. It's also been soundproofed, so the cat could be howling up a storm in there and you'd never know. Basically, you have no idea what's going on inside the box. Do you remember what happens if the alpha particles hit the jar?
Kitty dies. It breaks, gas fills the box, the cat inhales it, and death will whisk her away.
And what if the jar doesn't break?
The cat lives to tell the tale.
Haha. And what are the chances of either of those
What's
things
in the
happening?
box? About 50%.
Uh-huh. So, what's your answer? Is the cat alive or dead?
I can't possibly know.
Then guess. It's not hard. Alive or dead?
It's alive. The cat is, pause for dramatic effect, alive.
Nope. You're wrong.
Wow, what an asshole. It's dead?
That's wrong too.
Then what's the right answer?
The answer is that it's in a state where it is neither dead nor alive.
What? How does that make any sense?
It's
It
an
doesn't,
extrapolation
because
of
it's
something
quantum
we see at
physics.
the atomic level. We don't know if an atom is spinning upward or downward until we measure it. Before it's measured, those two possibilities coexist. But as soon as the measurement is taken, obviously, only one possibility is the truth. That's what's happening with the alpha particles. Since we can't know when they were emitted or where, we only know the probability that they'll impact the jar. Because we can't observe anything that's happening in the box, that becomes the entire system. In other words, the box is like the atom. We don't know how the cat's life or death situation has resolved itself until we look at it. Until we do, it's just a bunch of possibilities.
Red book, blue book.
Do you get it? If the cat in the box is possibilities,
Then it's both alive and dead.
right. So, let's open the lid. And when we do,
Hey look, none of it
all
moved
the
when I shook the box.
possibilities will
That's
collapse
nice.
into a single truth. Meow. What a relief, huh? Looks like the cat's alive.
Meow.
Anyway, that's Schrodinger's cat. The many worlds interpretation is one theory for explaining that weirdness.
So there's another world out there where this cat died?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Can I go back to looking for bombs now?
Looks like that cat tick of yours cleared up.
Yeah. Well, your story was pretty insane.
Insane?
You don't think so? Just the idea of something being alive and dead at the same time? And if the moment the lid is open determines whether or not the cat's dead, then it's almost like events in the future can determine the past. I mean, the cat doesn't die when you open the lid, so it must have already been dead.
Exactly.
Hmm?
You've experienced it, haven't you?
What on earth are you talking about?
Think back. Remember round 2 of the AB game?
Yeah, which one?
When you chose Betray, what was my vote?
Ally?
But what happened this time?
I chose Ally and you chose Betray.
Right.
Right.
And both times, I put in my vote a full minute before the deadline. When did you push the button?
Right before the deadline.
I see. Well, that makes this a little easier to explain. If you chose Betray, then my vote was Ally. If you chose Ally, then my vote was Betray.
Schrodinger's vote.
But I made my choices a whole minute before you made yours. Don't you think that's strange? You do see what I'm saying, don't you?
That my choice in the future altered your action in the past?
Yeah. From your perspective, there's no other way to
Oh
interpret
my
it.
god, the frames are dropping like flies. It's bad tonight, boys.
Look at this die. I found it over there.
You must die.
Let me give you one last example.
It's okay. It's a visual novel. You don't need that many frames. But it's pretty bad. As she spoke, she tossed the die into the box and quickly shut the lid. Tinkle, tinkle.
All right. Answer this question. What number is the die on?
4, obviously. Has to be 4.
Okay. I'm going to open the lid.
Oh,
Good
I'm a genius.
You got it right.
That was just a fluke.
Was it?
Huh?
Let's think about what was going on before I opened the lid. What number was the die on?
4, of course.
Haven't you been paying attention? The die is still
The die
a
was
collection of atoms,
every
isn't it?
number.
I don't think you can reasonably suggest that it was made of some different kind of matter.
Wait, so you're saying that before you opened the lid, the die was on all the numbers?
Uh-huh. That's one way to look at it, at least.
And then when you opened the lid, it was just one number.
Or it might have become that number when you declared which one it was.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean?
Your choice in the future has an effect on the past.
That's crazy. Yes. But that's why we enjoy these games, because
Anyway,
they're fucking crazy.
that's all I wanted to say. We got a little off topic there, but I think I made my point. Reality separates off into an infinite number of branches for each and every possibility. You and I seem to be able to jump from branch to branch. Of course, our bodies aren't doing the jumping. Our consciousnesses just sort of dive into other versions
Right,
of
can you
ourselves
believe
and
all
other
those other
worlds.
Sigmas that didn't call the dice roll correctly? What a bunch of scrubs. Whoa. I think I get it now. Don't lie, Sigma. Nobody understands quantum physics. That's how you knew my name, right? You jumped in from another world. That's how you knew all those other things you shouldn't have known.
That's the best I can figure out, at least. Unfortunately, it seems like we don't retain all our memories when we jump. Maybe we only remember particularly important things. I'm not sure how it works. But whatever the reason, it seems to be fairly limited. And often, we don't seem to remember jumping at all. Things will just sort of pop up.
That's why when someone asks us how we know X, all we can think of to say is, I just knew. It's still that bad?
Yeah.
Livy, no. I don't want it to be that bad. It looks happy right now. Ellipses, ellipses. What's causing this then? I don't remember ever doing this before, so why would it start now?